I don't think I'm crazy, and I don't think this is a hot take. The rise of transmedicalism correlates with the rise of fascism, the rise of Trump being in office, the rise...
This one is long overdue.
Happy Pride, I have some thoughts. So I was watching a video today where this old ass white dude who uses the term for himself transsexual, his name's Buck Angel, he made a 25-minute video that he called a deep dive onto an extremely young 24-year-old trans person who's on this app.
An extremely young 24-year-old. So let's get that clear. 24 is extremely young. And also, let's just get that clear that I'm an old ass white man. Okay, so we got that out of the way. This is really amazing and great. I wanted to start with this one, by the way.
While I was watching it, it just made me think that just because someone is in your community, or someone is trans, or someone is lesbian, or someone is gay,
in your community, right, quotes, because it's not my community, little one. So, okay, let me just get that clear. In your community.
Especially when that person is from the older generations, you might not be safe with them. They might not be up to date on what's happening, and they may even care more about the approval of a certain side of the row than...
Oh my God, it's such good stuff. You're not safe with me. The ones who keep telling you to leave your parents and don't talk to them, but you're not safe with me. So this is just such good stuff. I swear to God, these young people. By the way, this person identifies, because I went to see who they were. Someone sent me this. Non-binary lesbian. So why are you even talking about trans? You're not even trans. You're a non-binary lesbian. So let's keep going.
With their own people, their own community, which is crazy. People I've seen on TikTok of an older generation who might be lesbian and are like, oh, fuck those pronouns. Or like this person, Buck Angel, who was like, first of all, what even is a trans mask? Just say you don't know. You can be an old ass transsexual man who just doesn't know about his own community. That's
the transphobia coming out of this non-binary lesbian's mouth is out of control. The hypocrisy of these young girls. I mean, really? They don't even understand who I am, okay? And not to give myself a pat on the back, but they don't have a clue who I am, which is actually kind of sad because I was fighting for the rights of transsexuals probably before this person was born. I'll bet you they're probably 19, 20. Why are they in the bathroom doing this? Why are they hiding in the bathroom doing this?
Up to you, and honestly, that sounds like where you are right now. As I was watching it, it just made me think, you're not always safe with some of these older generation lesbians, transgender people, gays, queers, whoever. And you can almost always tell within the first 5 minutes or so of hearing someone talk, oh, you're one of those people who are going to be like, fuck your pronouns, but you're gay. You're going to be one of those people who are like, oh, you're not trans, you're just mentally ill, but you're trans. Interesting. Just my thoughts.
Okay, great. Thank you for those thoughts. Thanks for joining me today for this great one on calling out these young ladies who just don't want to grow up to be women. They don't. They hate being girls. They hate dealing with all the stuff that girls. So they call themselves trans and non-binary and trans mask because they can't even deal. For some reason, they just hate themselves. And so I'm going to today read them because it's about time that this old ass white transsexual reads all of you people who have been co-opting the transsexual space. We're tired of it. We're tired of it. Can't handle it anymore. When you do stuff like that, you better be ready, friend, for the backlash. So with that, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to make this one a funny one. So that being said, to that person there, I hope you see this because I'm going to plaster it all over the internet. And I will tell you something right now. You are right. I am old. And I'm an old-ass transsexual who will not deal with this kind of stuff. You have no idea what any of the things you are talking about. When you when you actually put gay with pronouns, gay people don't care about pronouns. That's in your trans, mask, non-binary, queer space. Gays don't want to have nothing to do with that. So maybe learn your history of the LGBT community before you come after somebody like me. So with that, I feel really, I'm sending you a ton of love, kiddo, because you got some hurt going on inside of you. And it's not from me. It's because you're not digging down deep and dealing with whatever's going on with you. So let's move into the next one, because this one is also mind-blowing, just mind-blowing. Remember, today's video is called Transtrenders, and I'll tell you why as we move through this today.
I've been on T for 4 years, and I've gotten top surgery, and I love being a man. But every once in a while, I really love looking like this.
What?
Like, I don't really go outside like this, because I know I'll get misgendered, obviously. But, like, God, I look good. Y'all should be glad that I'm not a woman, because I would nerf you bitches. Oop.
So that one is wingnut, okay? I think it's also gaslighting and trolling to get hits on their page. I really just do. But here's another thing that's going on. This person is a female, a girl, a woman, I don't really know how old they are, who is taking testosterone and got top surgery to look like a dude. And I went to look at them out of their makeup. They still look like a woman. And so I'm kind of shocked that they even been on testosterone. So that being said, what are you doing? And you don't go outside because you don't want to get misgendered, but you're sneaking around in the house, dressing like a woman and cross-dressing. But are you cross-dressing? Nope. You're just dressing like who you actually really are, because you're not really trans. You're another one of those. This is what a transtrender is. A transtrender is somebody who doesn't have gender dysphoria, doesn't go to the doctor and have a long-term mental health care, doesn't understand the diagnosis, does not admit to their biology, the whole assigned female at birth. If that comes out of their mouth, they're a transtrender. Okay? If trans mask comes out of their mouth, they're a transtrender. If trans identity comes out of their mouth, they're a transtrender. When somebody doesn't want to pass as the opposite sex of what they were born in, i.e. a transsexual or me, and wants to live their life looking like the opposite sex, transsexual, gender dysphoria, all of that, they are not trans. They are a transtrender. There is a huge influx of these young girls who just don't want to grow up and be women. So they're holding on to as long as they can to not grow up and it's actually quite sad to me to see all this, right? Because for the real people who are dealing with this with the gender dysphoria and the difficulty of walking the world, these people are really just saying the thing like the first one said, right? This is not a fun space to be in, nor is it something that should be trendy, nor is it something that any of these people should have access to hormones without long-term healthcare and therapy. And that right there just shows you. So let me just bring up another one for you.
Okay, I'm officially 1 week on T, so I wanted to document my experience so far. I'm using the T gel. They come in little tubes, and I rub it on my arms and shoulders and chest every day. And so far, I have noticed that I have more little mustache hairs. Like, I have little baby peach fuzz growing in. And I have PMDD, so my periods are already normally really bad. But this week I got my period, and I had to go to the ER for my cramps. And the doctor said that it was probably just my body reacting to the new hormones.
You think?
Adjusting to them.
Wow.
So I have had really bad cramps and really sore muscles, especially where I've been putting on the T. My shoulders have been really sore. And I've also been really dehydrated. So my body has been needing way more water than I usually need, and so my lips have been chapped, but I've been drinking more water, and that's been helping the sore muscles and the cramps as well. What else? I think that's it, but those are the things that I've been noticing so far. I really like the gel. I really like putting it on.
Sure.
So that's been 1 week on T.
So it's really interesting because I think I did one video on it, 1 week on T. They're all showing themselves 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks on T. And if you actually have real gender dysphoria, you wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be showing yourself as a girl. You would be so freaked out about showing that. The whole point is to pass. So, and I'm going to show you as we move through how the trans-trenders try to tell us that not passing now is anti-trans, and that you don't have to pass and you don't have to have gender dysphoria and anyone can be trans. And here's some rubbing testosterone, just rub it all over your body and you're going to grow a teeny little mustache. You see, they don't want to be girls. They're so freaked out about being girls that they want to just rub tea all over their bodies and think like this is like, I'm 1 week on tea. It's just so mind-blowing to me. There is some serious mental like stuff going on here. And yeah, maybe they do have gender dysphoria. 100%. They could possibly have it. But I will not in any way, shape, or form say that somebody who's willing to put themselves out there looking like a girl, not passing, not understanding, they don't have, that's not gender dysphoria. That's trending. That's a fad. That's, I want to be trans as an identity. I don't want to be a man. I want to be trans.
I don't think I'm crazy, and I don't think this is a hot take. The rise of transmedicalism correlates with the rise of fascism, the rise of Trump being in office, the rise...
Okay, so let me just get, if you don't know what trans... So here's the deal. This is a transtrender. Trans meds are me. Trans med is a transsexual person who declares their biology, who knows it's a mental disorder, who wants to pass like a man, move through the world like a man. And then there's people like this who are transtrenders who try to knock us out, the first one, and say that we don't know what we're talking about and we're just old white people and we don't have any clue about what it means to be trans, right? 33 years. And this person now is equating transsexualism to fascism and the rise of Trump.
The rise of popular culture leaning conservative. Like, that's just a thing. Like, think about that. Think about that. Let's think. Every time cis heteronormative culture, please ignore Danny Gonzalez behind me. I didn't want to turn my computer off. I'm going to turn that off. Hold on. Every time cis heteronormative culture kind of embraces gender roles to the absolute maximum and starts to embrace white supremacy, like, as the ideology of the norm.
See, they're all about that. Going back to the first one, calling me an old ass white. What does my skin color have to do with it? Man. And now this one is going to white supremacy. This is all in the whole trans ideological space. They're brainwashing these young girls to believe something that isn't true. And they're getting them to say the stuff like, you know, totally pushing this ideology out there under the guise of transgender health, transgender. These are the transtrenders. And these are the people that are stating falsities about what it means to be a transsexual. And they're trying to stop us from using the word transsexual because they know that it's the truth. And that's why they call me trans med and not transsexual. So that you can just see it all happening right here. These kids, especially all of these are young women, are all being brainwashed into believing that transsexualism is fascist, white supremacy, the rise of Trump. It means that no, been doing this before you were probably born. So that's just not true. We've had Democrats and Republicans in office, and I've been living my life like the most amazing thing in the world. So again, it has become an ideology.
And that becomes like the centrist idea. We see more conservatism like within the trans community, meaning like gender nonconforming and like strange trans people are like shit on by trans medicalism.
That's because gender nonconforming isn't trans. No one's shitting on you. In fact, you're shitting on us. And there is a great video out by Ariel Scarcella right now where they actually did a study. And the bullies are the actual trans non-binary queers. Those are the bullies. Not us over here. It's you. So the rise of the hate is coming from you, young one, young lady. It's coming from you.
This happened the last time Trump was in office. Like, can we just not do this again?
No, it didn't. No, it did not. It did not happen the last time Trump was in office. That is a bunch of bull. I've never lost my medical or my health care or any of it. So again, I'm going to expose the trenders and the ideology of what trans has become. Is why separating transsexuals from transgender is extremely important. The only thing I have seen is a lot of people now who used to tell me, you can't say transsexual, Buck, that's an outdated, are all now all of a sudden calling themselves transsexuals. So we've got to be careful now, because the sneaky ones are starting to see that people are getting the difference, and now they're trying to latch on to the transsexual label when they are not. They are actually transtrenders. I'm going to take out this music of somebody talking about taking tea and their voice changing. But right here, this is T-boys doing T-boy things. So basically, it's a bunch of girls passing around. These are all girls passing around testosterone gel and rubbing it on each other. Like before, what? Like it's a party, like it's a tea party. And they're all sharing their testosterone with each other. I mean, really, these are transtrenders. That's not somebody who's taking this seriously. It's not somebody who understands the long-term effects of the testosterone or the long-term effects of what the tea will do to your body. What a shame.
Today is the day I'm officially stopping my HRT treatment. Why am I stopping, you might ask?
Yeah.
My primary reason why I'm stopping testosterone is because I want to become fertile again to have my own children in the near future.
What?
I want to be a dad, and
where's your gender dysphoria? You want to get pregnant, so now you're going to literally go off of testosterone to get pregnant. This is what I keep telling. This person looks so young, okay? I don't know. Let's just pretend they're 25. I doubt it. But that being said, didn't you think about these things prior to starting your tea? Okay, and now you're going to go off because you want to get pregnant and be a dad? Like, you people don't understand the damage you're doing. You're doing so much damage to the transition space for people who actually really need it. You need mental health care. You don't need testosterone.
be pregnant with my own natural-born babies. I don't want to deal with adoption, surrogacy, or IVF.
Why?
I'd rather just stop hormones, let my body go back to normal, and be fertile again.
Your body's not going to go back to normal. Okay? And how do you know what the long-term effects of the testosterone is going to do to the baby? What is wrong with you people? You're so selfish. Adopt. I don't want to adopt. Why not? There's a billion babies out there who could be adopted, but you've got to be a selfish little person and stop tea that damaged you somehow. And don't tell me you don't know. You don't know shit about what that stuff did to your body. None of us do. There are no long-term studies, yet you're going to try to pop out a baby. Disgusting.
Because if I prolonged my hormone treatment for 3 years or more, there's a high probability that my fertility would be very low.
Yeah,
and I would struggle so much trying to get pregnant.
Doesn't that just tell you something right there?
But there's also the chance that my uterus could atrophy. And with an atrophied uterus, I would have a lot of complications with pregnancy.
Okay, so this person clearly knows that the testosterone is doing serious damage to their body, yet they're still willing to pump out a baby. So they do know about vaginal atrophy, which is kind of interesting to me. And I'll get to that one right here.
If you're on testosterone long enough, eventually you're going to start having some pelvic floor issues.
Vaginal
Even though my doctor
atrophy
says it's only about 25% of trans men, it's like...
That is not true. Every trans man will get vaginal atrophy. I mean, wow, these are how crazy these doctors are. They don't even know it. Every single one of you who puts testosterone in your female body will get vaginal atrophy. Period. You might get it in the first 6 months. You might get it 5 years or 10 years down the road. But you will get vaginal atrophy. This is the trans healthcare system. They don't care. The fact that this young lady doesn't even know that she's going to get, and she's a transtrender. Okay, she's another one of them who are like just out there talking about not passing, and I don't like whatever, man. No, I'm pissed at all of you. You are destroying what many of us old white trans people created so that we could have a nice healthcare system to take care of our bodies as we age. You'll be lucky to make it to 63, buddy. So that being said, this is stuff that pisses me off. You don't know you're going to, I've been talking about vaginal atrophy probably for 15 years. I've been talking about it, but I'm the bad guy. Go back to the first video, who doesn't know anything, right? This is why these are all transtrenders. I'm not even going to go through the rest of this video because it really just sets me off beyond. Now, I want to show you another one who's had really great experience with the doctors in the transgender affirming medicine space.
I overdosed on testosterone for 3 years because trans healthcare is abysmal. My first ever doctor to prescribe me testosterone was Dr.
How can you OD on testosterone if you're going to a doctor and they understand? That means they don't understand what to give these young females. They don't understand how much testosterone to give them. I've been doing it for over 30 years. What? I've never once OD'd on testosterone.
Norman Barwin, and he lost his medical license. What could he possibly do that's so bad? Well, he had a tendency to highball doses, which is what f***ed me over. But while practicing as a gynecologist and not certified as one, he, got hundreds of his patients pregnant with the wrong sperm, and some of which with his own sperm. He also cheated at the Boston Marathon in the year 2000. No, he is not in jail. No. Yes, he did get fined. $10,000, which was the cost of the court fees when they revoked his medical license.
Wow, what was the name of the doctor again? Hold on. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I want to see. Hold on.
Testosterone for 3 years because trans healthcare is abysmal. My first ever doctor to prescribe me testosterone was Dr. Norman Barwin, and he lost his medical license. What could he...
Norman Barwin. Don't forget that, okay? There's another one, just like the one I did with Amy in the surgery. We got to remember that doctor, Freed, from Houston Medical. We got to start keeping a list of these disgusting doctors. And then he went and was a gynecologist and got people pregnant. What? Like what? Also, I looked at another video of this person. They got some kidney damage, which is what happens when you overdo stuff like this. Your liver can get damaged. Your kidneys can get I saw another kid who totally went into like kidney failure from overdosing on, and I'm the bad guy, right? These are all transtrenders, all of them, because they're not going through the system. Oh, it's just, you can't imagine how infuriated I am. I'm just disgusted. Now, this last idiot.
In the media, there is a systemic neglect of non-passing trans people. Often the media promotes cis-passing trans people as somehow more assimilated than non-cis-passing trans people. Besides, not every trans person wants to pass. Many prefer an androgynous.
Every transsexual wants to pass. So right there, transtrender. Any trans person who does not want to pass is not trans. They're a transtrender. It is an ideological space. It is a trans identity. They want you to know they're trans. They get scars on their chests or they don't pass like dudes. Hello. So then they're like, I'm trans. But like, you see the difference? Do you see the difference right there? This is not true what this person is saying. Okay. And it's why this whole thing is a shit show, because every transsexual wants to pass.
Presentation. As well, it is also an issue of access. Many times people are unable to transition until they're 18.
And it's the way it should be. So there's no such thing as a trans kid, by the way, but this person pushes trans kids. Thank God some places can't access. But then what happens is these idiots are all online giving each other cream and rubbing it all over their bodies.
The likelihood of passing as cis is much higher when you have pre-puberty intervention.
See? Pushing for transing kids.
And for many trans people, this simply isn't a reality without parental consent. Not to mention financial constraints as well.
Okay, you're a psychopath, number one. Number two, I did this 33 or so years ago. I don't even remember at this point, right? So, hey, how did I do it? How do you think I did it? All paid for it all out of my own pocket. Never asked anybody for anything. Okay? So there's that, first off. And how did I get access to it over 33 years ago if it hasn't been? How did people before me get it if there was not access to it? So this idea of this systemic and this, we've always had access to it. You just had to figure it out. Now you guys have been handed it all, but it's all being taken back because you messed with kids. You messed with kids. You told kids they were trans. All these young girls hate themselves, so you're all passing out testosterone so they don't have to grow up to be women. And then what's going to happen is detransitioning. These are the transtrenders that have literally destroyed the whole space for people who are really dealing with true gender dysphoria and truly need to walk the world as a man or a woman. This other stuff of non-binary, it's all like white supremacy and fascism and all that. That is over here, and it's an ideological space that trans is now not what I am. And so it's why the separation needs to be done, and why we need to call these young people out, and why we need to call out healthcare professionals who are giving these people the testosterone without any kind of mental health care. It's it's barfy and gross. Called you out. Call every single one of you out, and I'll continue to call you out because I know you hate it so much because I'm the old ass white transsexual who's going to continue to call you out. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. I'm here to save that one kid who will hear me and will say, thank you, Buck. I appreciate it. Now I can move forward in my life and I don't have to be a part of this nonsense because you're all going to come out of it and you're all going to be damaged from it. And then I'd love to know who you're going to blame. So with that, hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Oh yeah, I always forget. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing to my channel, and helping me get these videos out there because they're actually super necessary. And really, if there's one person who can do it, it's me. Because I am old, and I don't care what any of these young people think about me. Seriously, I care about the kids who are being sucked in by these people and creating an ideological space. So with that, again, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.